Society loves to hurt your self-esteem. A person with low self-esteem has little self-control, is easily controlled, and is more predisposed to spend their money to hide their low self-esteem. There is a direct benefit to having a society that has low self-esteem. Society attacks you from all angles. Family, friends, authority figures, girlfriends, etc. are all trying to push you into a lowered state of energy and make you submissive to society's whims. Most of it is subliminal and without a direct focus on bringing you down. Society has programmed them, and they are just doing what they've been conditioned to do. In my most formative years of development, I was constantly attacked about my high level of confidence. The innate belief that I was great and destined for great things was somehow wrong and made others, even family, attempt to derail it. Somehow it was wrong to see me in high regard. Luckily, my stubbornness and self-confidence were at levels so high that all the attacks slid off. But the aggravation and confusion of my own family attacking me for having high self-esteem shook me. During those years is when I realized that I was alone in this world, that only I knew what was best for me. Outsiders, with good or bad intentions, were outsiders. Their advice and actions were meant to derail me from my innate beliefs and direction. This isn't the fault of my family, friends, or anyone else. This is reality. The only person that has your best interests at heart is you. Everyone else is stuck in their world, and they pay little attention to what is best for you. We have all seen the disconnection from reality. The societal programming that is praised and pushed by all, but has harmful impacts on those that follow it. The red pill and the utopian view of women is a great examples of this programming. We are taught to treat women with the utmost respect and adoration with the assumption that this is the way to their hearts. Society pushes these ideas and beliefs into you. Only when things go awry or you don't get the results you expected does the real change. Yes, people try this all the time. There are two parts to this. One, why people do it, is the smaller part. Two, how to not let them win, is the bigger and probably the most important part. Let us pluck the low-hanging fruit first. People constantly try to make you feel worthless to massage their own insecurity. If a person does this to you, she clearly thinks you are much better than him, her, and rightfully so. They cannot win you over in any straight way and hence tactfully adopt the shorter route to bring you down. They are toxic, overflow with negativity, and 99% of the time disguised as friends and sometimes even extended family. They will never grow and cannot bear growth happening to anybody they know. Their biggest strength is our belief that they are our well-wishers. Their effort to bring you down all the time comes dressed up as advice. Jealousy is the most common trait of this large powerless group. Can you relate to this? Can you think of a couple of people by now? Then read further. So now is the bigger topic of how to deal with them. The first step towards dealing with toxic people is to identify that they are toxic. You can never lose friends, you just identify who the real ones are. Never ever hesitate to weed out these people from your life. People often struggle in this first step. I can tell you an easy trick for the real naive ones. If you do not feel good at the end of a conversation, do not talk to the person the next time. You just immersed yourself in negativity. Some personalities can tell people to the face and some cannot. If you are the one that cannot discreetly stay away from the negative people, and they will find a different target. Once you have identified this, it is a breeze. All you have to do is snub them and ask things boldly like, what is your intention in talking to me like this? Or what makes you think your opinion will deter my efforts? And they will get a chill in their spine. Do this if the person really means it to you and you see them in your future. If not, gladly ignore them and walk off. The moment you set the boundaries right, they will never behave the same way. If they are so dumb and continue, I think you should not continue the relationship. End it in a nice or not so nice way. Doesn't matter, you probably cut ties by this stage. When you have done this a couple of times to a couple of people, you become strong. Negative people have the eerie ability to find easy targets. You are not one of them anymore. Trust me, when you put on that brave face, your personality grows multifold and you will not have to deal with crap from anyone anymore. Your confidence is your own. People cannot take away your confidence simply by saying nasty things about you. You decided to empower their words, not them. You gave them power over you. There will be many people you encounter who have tiny minds. They are the blatant naysayers who like to keep things as they are because it makes them feel safe, secure, and comfortable. Sadly, they will try to take away your credentials any way they can because it makes them feel a sense of a win. This is a sign of a weak character. Unfortunately, their poor attitude grabs the attention of naive, well-intentioned individuals who might not be aware. In this case, petty words between girls and guys are up for a throwaway conversation in the trash. If you appear you are getting ahead in some way, then they will feel threatened and will try to knock you down. Don't worry, stay strong. You keep doing what you do and they will fade away through their own vices. In reality, they are scared, little creatures. All they can think about is how to make themselves appear superior. without doing any real work. Their voice of reason is distorted by inferior weak thoughts because they have no idea as to why they think the way they do. Some would say they are vibrationally out of alignment with who they truly are. They just overreact on impulse to anything that seems foreign to them because they failed to acquire a wider sense of knowledge and diminished their sense of self. Ignorance is their guardian. They find a false sense of confidence in verbal attacks against you. After all, you being you makes them feel inferior, and they hate you for it. Some would say they have low spiritual intelligence or none at all. Usually, their closed, limited understanding of the world creates an extreme view of life around them that is one-sided. She looks prettier, so I am ugly. He said hi to her, so he hates me. Her clothes are attractive, my clothes are not. She has nice skin, my skin is not. She looks different than my native culture, so she must be evil. Maybe evolving into a secret narcissist, and he or she doesn't know it yet. If they only took a split second to catch their own thoughts of self-betrayal before allowing self-doubt to become their traitor, then they would find a chance to turn their life around instead of going down the same known path as before. They don't realize it then, but their temporary acts of superiority is actually a mental trap in disguise to lead them further into a world of misery. A world filled with a couple of individuals who seem like they are riding a high life, and all those around are merely reflections of their internal misery. The best revenge against those moments where you feel worthless is at the exact moment you achieve your dreams because you've decided to elevate your emotions instead of playing the blame game. You've aligned yourself with a greater source of energy than the lonely self can fathom. You've finally figured out your internal relationship with who you really are. You acquired the skill of deliberate thinking, which means you've learned how to identify your whole self by connecting your open heart and your growth mindset with your awareness, your sense of self. You prevent yourself from falling back into a default position of a victim mentality whenever you feel uncomfortable. Strengthen your spiritual intelligence to a higher level. Be forthcoming in integrity with your relationships. Build your inner relationship towards ascended horizons. Keep feeling good about it and follow that consistently, especially when things and events and situations feel rough and difficult. These are major indicators that are destroying, creating extra spaces for your new self. Get aligned with source energy. The quantum field is found here. This action requires one to try less by creating higher thoughts and elevating positive emotions at the same time while attracting the experience of desire into awareness. Your vibe check will resonate at a much higher frequency than another person who is trying to destroy your confidence. You feel better about yourself because you do not fall into another person's lower point of view. The energy will create more confidence, so to speak, for you to get on your way. Keep in mind, one tuned into this energy is mightier than millions who are not. You are onward on the path for fun. It is not only about the end result. It's everything that happens before and after you get there. Quiet the mind. Hear your breath. Fall in love with life again. Love thyself. Know thyself. Then, one will not create a judgment about the self. A state of awareness will experience an absence of resistance.